So initial voting for the WNBA All-Star game is now out, and we have some interesting names on the list, and we have a list that is a little bit different than you've seen in the past with the WNBA, and we also see the star power, the shine of a star. I use quotation marks on purpose. We see the star fading for someone who was immensely beloved by
this. Look who wants her fans to vote her back to the monkey noises. Yes, that's right. If you all remember, the WNBA investigated the Indiana Fever fans for racism when the Chicago Sky got absolutely destroyed in the WNBA opener in Indy by 8,200 gajillion points. And yet Angel Reese is out. I Talk Hoops, the Angel Reese Stan account that's like deletes a lot of stuff now because it can't take the smoke. Angel Reese enters tomorrow's game as the only WNBA player averaging a double-double this season. Double voting today, Angel posted.
Angel Reese isn't just chasing all-star votes, she's storming the gates. But when the scoreboard tells a different story, does ambition become delusion? Angel Reese is hustling like the rent's due tomorrow and the power's already cut. Her Instagram has become a full-blown vote factory. Tags, shares, hashtags, all on blast. Every repost feels like a confetti cannon of ambition, launched from her phone. She's not just campaigning, she's staging a movement one story at a time. But in the middle of the glitter, a question simmers just beneath the surface. Is this hunger to be great or fear of being forgotten?
Fine. Angel Reese. What happened to the Angel Reese fan base? Have y'all truly abandoned Angel Reese? Is the star shining? Does the star shine dimming on Angel Reese now? Have her own people just left her? Have they forgotten her? Do they no longer love her? I mean, she celebrates mediocrity with the me-bound thing that she thinks that she's just gonna so randomly.
Angel Reese all the way at number 13. So Angel Reese is averaging 11 points and 11 boards this year, but has really struggled and turned it around of late the last 2 or 3 games. But at 37% on those stats with that level of non-winning going on in Chicago, she wouldn't really necessarily make my all-star team. I would have to sit it down and get it on paper, but just thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, I don't see how I could justify making her an all-star, but she's all the way down at 173,363. You would think she would be more popular. Her Instagram followers are constantly touted as proof of her motion.
Because this doesn't look like confidence. It looks like a PR sprint disguised as passion. Let's address the number that silences the noise. 13th in votes, not 3rd, not even a distant 8th. She's out of the top 10 entirely. 170,000 votes might sound decent until you see Caitlin Clark with 500K plus. That's not a gap, it's a canyon, and Angel's shouting across it like she's winning. She's reposting like she's leading, hashtagging like she's the face of the league. But the scoreboard is clear, and it's not on her side. It's like showing up to the Super Bowl with a team that didn't make playoffs. The crowd's cheering, but the game's already been played. And still, Angel can't seem to say Caitlin Clark's name. Not once, not subtly, not even by accident.
First ballots have come in, and of course, who else could you expect than to see Caitlin Clark listed at number 1 on the early voting. She is number 1, and we will share this list. As you can see, is Caitlin Clark with 515,000 votes, almost 516. Nafisa Collier, Aaliyah Boston, Asia Wilson, Brianna Stewart, Paige Beckers. Paige Beckers is rolling in at 6th. Kelsey Mitchell's in at 7th. Sabrina Ionescu's at 8th. Lexi Hull. The fan base of the Indiana Fever have spoken. They have spoken. They are pushing Lexi Hull, trying to push her into the All-Star game, folks.
So it was literally a case of, like, Angel Reese got in by coaches. So the only players that I would assume are going to get in on, like, based on that is, I think it'll probably be, I think Caitlin will, obviously. Caitlyn will get in. I think it's to pick the starters, I think. So I think it'll be Caitlyn, it'll be Fee, it'll be Aaliyah, it'll be Aja, it'll be Stewie, it'll be Paige. Like, Angel Reese is 13th in All-Star voting, lads. She is 13th in All-Star.
It's like the silence is her strategy, as if naming her rival gives her power. Instead, she calls her some people, or them, like Caitlyn's a rumor, not a record breaker. Caitlyn could be trending #1 worldwide, and Angel would compliment the font. It's selective silence, and fans can hear it louder than any shouts. You'd think with all the media savviness Angel has, she'd know optics matter.
This myth in the WNBA dump has officially been exposed. The myth of all myths, the deception of deceptions, la mentira de las mentiras for those who prefer Espanol, or as fake gangster Ja Morant would say, the cap of caps. For the better part of 2 years, maybe even 3 years, the mainstream media has been trying to convince us that Angel Reese is a huge star.
But her refusal to even whisper Caitlyn's name speaks volumes, and not in her favor. Caitlyn Clark isn't campaigning, she's just hooping. She's dropping logo threes and no-look dimes like she's scripting the season. Her play is her promo, her dominance is her marketing team. Meanwhile, Angel's throwing a digital pep rally hoping to distract from box scores. It's a wild contrast, substance versus spectacle, delivery versus display. Caitlyn's quiet dominance is deafening, while Angel's noise rarely echoes in wins. One's building a legacy in silence, the other's amplifying a brand in chaos. And in a league where stats still matter, Caitlyn's game is the loudest voice. The fandom split is like a civil war on social media. One side screams all-star energy like vibes can replace field goal percentage.
So today, lads, we're going to be talking about the WNBA All-Star voting. So the first batch of WNBA All-Star votes have just come back. They have just come back, and I'm going to be honest, they're not particularly surprising. They're not really surprising. And look, the All-Star, if you guys don't understand, when it comes to All-Star voting, the players have a certain percentage, the fans have a certain percentage, and the media has a certain percentage, and if you don't, I think only a certain amount of people get in based on that.
So if you don't know, WNBA All-Star Weekend, it's next month. It's like July 16, 17, 18, that weekend. And if the polls were to end tonight, the WNBA just released the first returns for All-Star voting from the fans. Duh! Your homegirl Cece's killing it at the top spot. Is anybody surprised? I'm not. But we have 4 players from the Indiana Fever ranked in the top 10. We got Lexi Hall, we got Aaliyah Boston, we got my girl Kelsey Mitchell from Cincinnati, Ohio represent, and then of course we got Caitlyn. I think it's really interesting that everybody's favorite twerking Bayou Barbie is not on this list. But isn't she the reason people are coming to WNBA games too, to see her? Her 26% field goal shooting from 5 feet underneath the basket. That's the remarkable play that people can't wait to see at the WNBA All-Star. Get the fuck out of here. In all Angel Reese's glory of her lack of fundamentals, lack of skill set, lack of will and want to go be better at basketball, you know, even though the WNBA, the media wants to hype her up as she's really killing it in the WNBA, I don't see that name anywhere on this list. But, you know, BET gave her the Sportswoman of the Year award, so I guess that makes everything even, right? Y'all can hate me if you want, find me in the comments, I don't care, but I don't think Paige Beckers is having an award-winning All-Star season. I think the amount of records that Caitlyn Clark broke last year, what Caitlyn Clark did her rookie year, I don't think Paige Beckers has even come close to it. I think she's popular based on the hype that she had around college and the potential she had around college. But truth be told, she's on a horrible team with the Dallas Wings, and I don't think she's coming in here breaking record after record after record like Caitlyn did her rookie year. But it's the fans, and I get it. She's got a following, so she's on the list. But
the other replies with cold facts, dragging every missed layup into daylight. Each Angel Reese post turns into a battleground of support and sarcasm. Some praise her like she's a movement. Others ask if she's seen her own stats. It's not just about the game anymore. It's about the narrative war. And the comment section, more heated than the court, because in 2024, fandom is louder than form, and that's the real game being played. Angel's campaign isn't just loud, it's relentless. She's out here grinding like she's guaranteed the starting 5. But her numbers tell a different tale. Missed layups, inefficient shooting, and inconsistent nights. She plays with fire, but the flame flickers more than it burns. If hustle was the only metric, she'd be MVP. But this is All-Star. Execution matters just as much as effort. And you can't glitter your way past performance metrics. Not when the votes are public and the tape doesn't lie. Her fans, unshakable, defensive, almost delusional. They act like every missed jumper is performance art.
You know, it wouldn't be a normal day if you didn't hear some silly crap come out of the mouth of Angel Reese. And that's recently what she did when she made some comments about her team and basically said that her team wasn't any good. Yeah, that's basically what she said, is that her team wasn't any good. And it's rather amusing to listen to, but you know, if I didn't play it for you, you wouldn't believe it. But yeah, this is Angel Reese again, running her mouth and saying some stuff that you probably shouldn't say about your own team, but that's what she does.
Some in the media even do investigative journalism and claim that Angel Reese is the face of the WNBA because she leads the league in followers on social media, along with missed layups and a complete lack of athleticism. Of course, the vast majority of her followers are bots and lonely men, most of which are not buying tickets or watching her games on television because they can't afford the 5 pesos a month to watch the Chicago Bravado on WNBA League Pass. Headline at Forbes from April of this year: how Angel Reese and AJ Wilson lead the WNBA's growth.
Every turnover is somehow misinterpreted brilliance. Any mention of her stats is met with, "You're just a hater." They defend her like she's royalty under siege. Like this is Game of Thrones and not a basketball season. But stats don't care about storylines. They only reflect what happened. And what's happened this season doesn't scream All-Star. It whispers inconsistency. Confidence is beautiful. Swagger can be a weapon. But when it outpaces results, it starts to crack. Angel walks like she's the league's future. Talks like she's already its queen. But queens earn their crown in battle, not in captions. Her supporters treat her like she's being robbed.
Since the news was announced that Angel Reese was trademarking the term me bounce, Stat Stuffer actually put up a new lowlights video of Angel Reese. Never in a million years, you guys, did I think that there would be a back and forth happening between Stat Stuffer on TikTok and Angel Reese. The reason I love this is just because we're finally getting the sense of humor back into sports. Like, not everything needs to be taken so seriously. Not everything is a threat. Not everything is misogynistic. Like, not everything is so bad. And I like that Angel Reese has a sense of humor about all of this. She played better last night. She had a triple-double. She even captioned one of her TikToks, butter pecan bang, which is another phrase that this TikToker uses. And I'm honestly just happy about this because this is what social media is about. We should be able to laugh at ourselves every once in a while. And Angel Reese is like, look, let me make some money off of this as well.
Let's take a look at this because this is kind of wild. Now, the first update of All-Star voting came out. Of course, Caitlin Clark's at the top, but does not have much of a lead. Why? I'll tell you why. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. Because Caitlin Clark fans are basketball fans. See, and unfortunately, they've made the mistake of voting for players that they think deserve to be on the All-Star team, like Nafisa Collier, which is why she's second. The only problem is the only people voting for Caitlin Clark, the only people voting for other Indiana Fever fans are Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever fans, right? No one else is selecting those players, while Caitlin Clark fans are selecting other players they think deserve it. It's not going the other.
But what if the real theft is fans trying to steal truth from reality? Caitlin's not the enemy. She's just better right now. And that truth doesn't need glitter. It just needs eyes. This season has become a masterclass in illusion versus impact. Angel's brand is immaculate, undeniably powerful. But the on-court production, it hasn't caught up. She's had moments, but All-Stars are built on consistency. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark hasn't just arrived. She's made the league pivot around her. And while Reese stirs storms online, Clark silences crowds in person. One is asking for flowers, the other is planting entire gardens, and only one of them has the scoreboard to prove it. Still, Angel marches on, posting, promoting, rallying. There's something admirable about the fight, the belief, the push. But at what point does drive turn to denial? At what point do fans confuse visibility with value? Because right now the scoreboard reads like a reality check. The votes may be tallied by fans, but greatness is measured by games. And in the games, Caitlyn's not just winning, she's defining the standard. Angel's chasing clout, Caitlyn's chasing history. You can mute the critics, you can block the comments, but you can't rewrite the scoreboard. It remembers. It holds receipts that branding can't erase. And when the All-Star lights shine brightest, they won't care who shouted loudest. They'll care who showed up, played hard, and delivered. Angel Reese might trend today, but Caitlyn Clark is building a legacy that echoes forever. And in this league, that's the only vote that truly counts.